Come on, did you just click on this video because it said controversy? There's an eye in the corner of the screen to go back and watch this series from the very first part. Invisible Woman, and I've kind of held my tongue saying this because I know I'll just get roasted in comments, so I might as well just add it in right now. As a new player in this game, I throw her in there with Magneto, Nick Fury, Star-Lord, like, nice legendary, not a needed legendary to progress your account. Right. She could do a lot of things maybe quicker and faster, I don't know, but so she has her uses. She has a lot of uses, especially with challenges and U7 and Arena and things like that in War. But I think my account's living proof you don't absolutely need her to do that exact same stuff.
Yeah, that's completely fair. I mean, I used her as one of my early Ultimate 7 solutions before it became super what the team, like, obvious what the team should be. It was kind of a bit of a slow play, but it worked quite well. Nowadays I recommend it in the beginner's guide because, of course, you're going to want to unlock Shuri and Invisible Woman because you want to unlock all the legendaries. And then I use her as, well, you can build like a beginner's Ultimate 7 team to get you through Ultimates 4, 5, 6, and then into the beginning of Ultimate 7 until you can get the best Ultimate 7 team. So she's almost like a stopgap option because she does run out of limitations. I don't find her a bad use of resources, but if you're already past all the content that you could use her as like a holdover for, then there's not a whole lot there.
Yeah.
Speaking of holdover for, we got Storm. Again, not a bad character.
No.
Just, there's nothing that you truly need her for. My entire use of Storm, on Blitz, she's just hanging out with Ultron, getting free wins, letting Ultron do his thing. In raids, I guess, what raid are we in now? Is it Gamma Raid? Yeah, it's Gamma Raid. The X-Men Brotherhood Mercenary lane, I use Phoenix, I use Beast, I use Wolverine, I use Storm, and I use Cyclops. And that's pretty much the only time she does raid stuff anymore. She used to be the solution to Ultimate 6, but she's not anymore. Yeah. She's not the solution to Ultimate 7. Not a whole lot there, unfortunately. An easy character to help you unlock Magneto.
Yeah, talk about Magneto for a second, because I think this goes back to what we did at one video with us and Sen Raven on your channel. And I said, well, you either want X-Men or you want Brotherhood. So the one's at the top and one's at the bottom just to get Magneto. But with Cyclops going to the Raid Orb, you can almost get all the characters you need in the stores to unlock Magneto without even having to ever farm a character in a node for Magneto.
Yes, you can. Again, I just worked on the guide, and I've been recording guide videos a lot, so it's fresh in my mind. The only reason I don't recommend that is that raid store is crowded with good characters you need for other stuff.
Yeah.
So Cyclops kind of just falls down a little bit on importance when you have other more important characters that you're going to need. Like, you're going to need Mysterio, you're going to need Thor, you're going to need Killmonger for Chaos Theory. There's a bunch of other characters that you just are going to need before him because Magneto's not that important to do it. So eventually you get, I think, Storm's in Mystic.
Yeah, I think it's Mystic campaign, yeah.
You eventually run out of important characters in the Mystic campaign. So she eventually kind of like, okay, well, you might as well do this and get you towards Magneto type idea. But that's more just farming. You don't really need to build her.
Yeah.
Iron Man has 2 homes, but again, you obviously rescue at the same point, so you're clearly not really using power armor to the same degree.
No.
So you don't really need Iron Man. Sure, he'd be a cool fit in the Wave 1 Avengers, but not necessary.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would recommend building anyone for the Wave 1 Avengers, like building them simply because you want to make your Wave 1 Avengers better, because I feel like it's a team that's going to be broken up pretty soon.
Yeah, I have that feeling, that same feeling coming up, that they're going to be scattered.
It's almost like this is a team you can use if you want to break up all the other teams, but they're really meant to go Howling Commandos, maybe. Give me stuff for Cap. We got as Guardians, you're going to probably run up like a Hulk type team with what Red Hulk is rumored, She-Hulk is rumored.
Yeah.
So perhaps they're not going to really be a permanent solution.
Yeah.
So
I think
saying this works good for it's not really helpful.
Yeah. I think the rework is more for newer players. You know, they're still very good in late game, but because those characters are like Thor, like people are like, well, why would I use Thor in Wave 1 Avengers? Well, in the beginning of the game, you probably would because you get Thor, but you can't get the rest of the Asgardians that quick. But they can literally give you Thor in the beginning.
Yep, and I've been starting to see a whole lot more of Thor on Wave 1 Avengers, even in my wars. Because if you have a really big Thor, and you have a good Captain America and a good Hulk, and that enough that you're going to get stuck on that for a little bit, that Thor gets charged up really annoyingly fast.
Yeah, don't take much. Wow.
So there's uses there, but obviously nothing is super shocking there. You got Domino, you got X-Force. I know you're Blitzorb now only.
Yeah.
I believe you had a lot of Blitzorbs saved up, right?
I did at one point, then I opened them all. So.
Oh, good.
Of course, I'm currently saving up again, but yeah. So this is pretty much the result I got from her campaign event.
Right.
So.
That's I think roughly where I am too, so that makes sense. We got Boomer. Again, do you need the stars on him early on? You don't really need him.
No.
Namor, you're not using Fantastic Four. Namor has no use.
Nope.
Cyclops, you had a big Phoenix. You're working on Colossus.
Yeah.
You had a decent Wolverine.
Yeah, Colossus is 75.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it for X-Men.
So you're a bit short there.
Yeah.
So not sure how you really work that as a war offense team yet.
I usually Colossus, Phoenix, Wolverine, Captain Marvel, and who else do I have on that team? So I have someone else on that team. I can't think who it is. But yeah, it's pretty much how it's not really. I mean, they can punch up, especially against Asgardians and Nick Fury Coulson, but it's probably not as far as they could punch up on a pure X-Men team.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. The issue, you also named 4 characters, so definitely not.
Yeah.
But the thing there is Captain Marvel, I've always found her to be one of the more efficient characters because you can put 4 excess characters basically with her and still have a good defensive team.
Yeah.
Or you can have a good offensive team. So, I don't know, putting a character as good as Captain Marvel as like a holdover in X-Men just seems a little weird to me personally.
Okay.
So maybe even just, what is he at, 6K? Getting him just the levels and the basic abilities, not investing a ton, just to get Cyclops to a usable level might actually end up saving you more resources.
Okay.
But that's not a big deal.
All right.
That's a very low Proxima.
Yeah.
For someone that I know has the rest of them. Do you not? You have the rest of them.
Yeah, I have them all unlocked, yes.
Okay, then that's a low Proxima. That's all I got for that. You got Negus. Let's see. You got a member of the Black Order.
Yeah.
You have possibly the best X-Force member. At the same point as your Wasp.
That's true.
That's what I'm gonna go with here. X-23, very good.
Yeah. The X-Force, my current plan right now, I don't think I said like I'm trying to beat Doom more the last 1-3 star. But after that, I'm going straight into X-Force investment, not only for Doc Ock, because I won't get him the first pass, but I'm going to aim for a 7-star unlock the second pass. So not only can I do that for him, that's their use, but I might as well just, since I'm on luxury projects after that, I might as well just build him straight up to level 71 or so, probably gear tier 12, and just have a good war offensive team, and they're more than built to take on Doc Ock's campaign when I can get to it.
Right. That's completely fair. The Proxima is still a little shocking to me, going to be honest here. But I also, I'm not recalling any other Black Order members, so...
There's still 2 more left down this list.
That's what I was thinking here.
Oh,
but,
this is...
you said you won't be able to get Doc Ock first turn?
No, because X-23 is not farmable yet, and she's probably not...
However, did you read the blog post from Friday, the most useless blog post that told us nothing?
Yes, but I'm feeling that they'll announce her farmable, but I believe she won't be farmable until the middle of the month, a week before him. So no matter where they put her, I don't think there's a way I can farm her up to 5 stars in time.
Right. I'm like 80 shards away, and I'm like, maybe today they'll actually say something. I'm like on stream. I'm like, oh no, they said nothing. And then the last line is, stay tuned for some exciting news. I'm like, if this isn't about X Force and X-23, I'll be very upset. Like,
Yeah.
what they announced that Wolverine's got a note or something, I'll be very not happy.
Yeah. So I think
But
next Friday
maybe.
they'll announce her farmability, but I don't think it'll be till that Wednesday or so until she's actually farmable.
Perhaps, which really kind of
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
But well, that's that. X-23, good character, but you're planning on working that already. Psylocke, another person that could fill out your
Yeah.
X-Men team, also a hero brawler. So there's a couple of good uses, but not super essential. America Chavez isn't built up, so your Young Avengers, you have. I didn't see Squirrel Girl, so you don't really have a Young Avengers.
Yeah. Don't really have
Now I'm starting to realize who I haven't seen so far. But again, a lot of these they don't make a lot of sense to build if you're not working with certain teams.
Yeah.
There is one character I see on the screen that does make sense to build even if you're not using a certain team, and that is Yo-Yo.
Yeah. I didn't know that one's coming. Everyone keeps telling me to build Yo-Yo, but I'm like, and everything you guys tell me to use her for, I'm already doing.
Right.
So yes, she's another one. She falls in the Sinister category. Great character that probably could use some investment because it will actually branch out the number of teams that I could probably use in U7. Like
Yep.
if I want to like, if I get stuck somewhere where I can't one shot or a character goes down, instead of having to spend resources into reviving, I can just flop in the second team or swap characters out. So she definitely falls in that same category for me. But yeah, every time someone tells me, like, screams at me in the comment section to build Yo-Yo, it's like, well, what you're telling me to build her for, I can already do.
Right. That's a big thing, though. I haven't used a raid heal in other than if I was specifically doing something to show someone something.
Yeah.
I haven't used a raid heal in months and months and months, because if something goes really wrong, which if you stream enough, something's going to go really wrong because you're not paying attention to what you're doing.
Yeah.
You have like, oh no, I've lost Shuri. Well, now I have Mr. Sinister. I'm fine. I've lost. Well, I have Yo-Yo on my main team. Usually, I lost. I guess Black Bolt. I can throw someone else in there, and I don't have to worry about it. That's the point I'm fortunately at with my roster. I have enough people that if something goes wrong, I can easily make a new team with what I have left. Even if I lose all 5, I think I calculated on stream. I have 3 teams that I can use for all of Ultima 7 without any issues. And after I use those 3 teams, I can still have a couple of subs to make it fit, which is a really good place to be in. And a character like Yo-Yo, while again, she does have, like, she obviously can work with various teams very well. She can fit in any slot that you don't have a protector in. If you are having issues with your symbiotes, throw Yo-Yo in there. If you have any team that doesn't have a protector, just throw Yo-Yo in, and it can hold that spot very well. And that's a pretty efficient use of resources because it makes a team of 3-4 people that you would need to build a whole new character up. This character could be like an ultimate version of what Merc Riot Guard used to be. Like, oh, I don't have anyone, might as well use Merc Riot Guard.
Yeah.
Well, this one can actually make it not only fill the spot, but can actually make the team better like that. That's my argument for Yo-Yo.
Okay.
But again, the counter argument that you can do everything without it is a fair counter argument.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's always good. I mean, like I said, always good for my audience. I always like my audience to get a different opinion. So you pointing out the things that she's good for. Like I said, it's just when she came out and where I was in the game. Like, if I wasn't already U7, I was doing U6, maybe I would have invested in Yo-Yo to do U7. But since I already had characters available, already built up, that was, in the potential guide of characters you could use, well, why invest a lot when I can just invest a little to do the same content?
Right. And again, in any guides that I give, I never say Yo-Yo because you have no idea when you're going to get Yo-Yo unlocked. You have no idea when it's going to be made farmable. So it is reasonable for some of the characters that you haven't built. I notice a lot of them are the ones that aren't really farmable to the same degree. Mr. Sinister is now farmable, but he wasn't for a long time.
Yeah.
And that makes it really hard to predict this. Yo-Yo, I was okay with that because she was doing Ultima 7 at 2 stars anyways.
Yeah.
But if you can't predict when you have a character, it's hard to say you need to build this character because you don't really have as much control as I know you would like. I know you tend to hold off on building teams until you have a complete understanding of where they can completely fit and how you can build them, which I can tell from your roster, and that's a fair thing to do. Yo-Yo might be one that can transcend it a bit, but it is a completely fair point because I don't tell people to build Yo-Yo, but when they have it, it's like, okay, maybe you should.
Okay, good. That's fair. I know she's a great character, and I appreciate you pointing that stuff out. Yeah, no, but I was like, yeah, I mean, she's kind of like that same Sinister bucket, like a great character that'd be awesome to have built up in my roster that I can use. But at the same time, it's like, well, I currently have this content that I haven't cleared yet, and they don't take this character.
Yeah, fair enough.